So if reflection is something that you're interested in implementing, here's the juicy part, right? So here's actually where I tell you the 5 different ways you can improve your use of reflection. And what I want you to do is look over the notes that you've actually got, look over any data that you've got, look over any records over time, and just think back to what you were feeling, what you were thinking, what your actions were, what your decisions were, and then move on to making a decision or adjusting your plan accordingly, right? Of something similar that you're going to be working on in the future. For example, if I was going to be running a new campaign for a business I might be working with, then what I would do is understand exactly, maybe in the past, if I made an error of not understanding their customer base, I will actually go ahead and understand their customer base this time around. I might build some buyer personas, I might build some customer journeys, I might build an attribution model, right? So to understand exactly how I want the users to interact before they generate into a lead or a sale for the business, which is super important for those of you that are trying to grow your business with any marketing. Today we're going to be talking about the skill reflection. Reflection is super important when you want to make a change in a specific area, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal brand, whether it's with yourself. So guys, have you ever had an experience where you reflected on something and learned something, or come to a realization, or even just had that light bulb moment? I know I have. Most people actually tend to go through this, but they don't really know that they're doing it, right? A lot of people want some things to happen or just happen at a click, but that's actually not how things work, especially since you experience something new every day. By the way, don't miss the ending of the video where I actually share how you can implement this either on a weekly basis or at a daily basis. So what is reflection? Well, let me just actually read you a quote from, I believe it's UCL. Reflection means analyzing your own experiences to improve the way you learn or work. It's a valuable skill that can help learners and professionals gain experience, confidence, and self-awareness. Each and every one of us go through particular experiences and moments, and it's important that we extract the most useful information from each of those moments and experiences. And the reason why we do this is so we can review our actions and decisions that brought about that change, or that actually brought about that result. So there are 4 main benefits to actually utilizing reflection as a skill, right? And number 1 is to actually transform your experiences into genuine learnings about your values and your goals. Number 2 is that you can be critical with yourself. You can be critical with the actions and what happened at the time, right? And it allows you to actually step into the shoes of what you were doing back then. Benefit number 3. So if something did in fact go wrong, it gives you the chance to actually look it over, to re-immerse yourself in that experience again and understand exactly why things went wrong. You'll be able to observe what you've done by just simply reimagining what you've actually gone through in the past, what decisions you made, what actions you made. And this brings us up to benefit number 4. So for any current issues that you are experiencing, for any issues that you foresee, you can use any past similar experiences to actually hack your way through these future problems or the current problems. You'll be able to problem solve more effectively. You'll be able to overcome hurdles more effectively and more efficiently. And to be honest, we will love if we all save our own time, right? So it would save us a lot of time rather than failing again and learning what we should be learning from that mistake. So I'm going to give you 2 examples of how I've used reflection, right, in the past. So the first example is my career, right? So before I was a tech consultant and now I'm a digital marketer, reflection really helped me understand what I enjoyed in the past. Sometimes without reflection, if you just carry on and question yourself so much as to, for example, what is it that I enjoy, you beat yourself up about it because you're thinking to yourself, hey, well, I don't actually know what I enjoy. I can't think of anything. If you actually think back to anything that's already occurred and you reflected on those things, you might come across a certain feeling, a certain thought, a certain urge that helps you understand exactly what you should have been, I guess, directing your efforts on, right? So it actually helped me. I had that more emotional response in the sense that I went back to a feeling I got, and it turns out I really enjoyed marketing back then, and so I pursued that, and it actually enabled me to make my shift from my career as a tech consultant, sole tech consultant, and moving into actually marketing tech products, which is something I enjoy doing. And example number 2 You don't have to just use reflection to learn from things way in the past. You can use it, either something that you did yesterday, and take the fundamental learnings from it and apply it to anything you're doing today or tomorrow. So I'm tasked with generating leads for a business. And when I need to generate leads for the business, let's say, for example, at the moment I'm actually running paid campaigns, specifically on paid social. What's important is that I need to make sure that the ROI yielded from this test it's greater, right, compared to the last test that I ran. And so what I'll do is actually look over the previous data I had stored or kept a record of in order to analyze and understand whether the particular approach I took last time in my audience targeting was actually useful. This time around, I realized that I actually need to mess around with my audience targeting, and I've already started driving results, right? This time around, when I've actually started this campaign, I know that I'm not going to fall into the same trap. I'm not going to make the same mistake. And this actually saves a lot of time, because you know straight away how much you've grown from the last time. So how can you find better ways of reflecting? There might be some of you that want to just improve the way that you're doing it. Maybe you're not getting the most out of how you're doing it currently. So first things first, find the right medium for you. There are so many ways that you can reflect. Journaling is one, vlogging is one. Also, you can blog, right? And you can just keep that note or that entry and a record of things so that you can revisit those notes when you come back, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. So the second thing that I actually want you to do is reflect on the small things first, then start reflecting on the larger things. i.e., if some of you guys are there trying to grow your business, you might, weighing in between two different strategies, but you might have just picked one blindly without doing any research. Your actual fix there, your actual reflection to learning something, you realize that you should do your due diligence, that you should go ahead and do some research between the two marketing strategies, and then you move on to the larger ones, i.e. something that actually brought about more of an emotional change to you, behavioral change, or even caused abrupt thought in a certain way. Third is that I want you guys to actually find a specific time, right? So schedule in a time for you, suitable for you. Also, you want to make sure that you do it. If you schedule in a time, you want to make sure that you continue doing it, right? So you want to commit to it. And what you could do is, if you don't want to do it so regularly, you could start monthly, then you can go weekly. So I want you to slowly ramp it up over time. When you've ramped up over time, you'll realize that you'll just start reflecting as second nature. So you'll start reflecting within your day. I've noticed that a few times where I'll naturally think back to something, and that's like 15 seconds to yourself, but it's so useful, that 15 seconds, because if that was to happen again in the day, at least you're mentally prepared for it. You know exactly how to deal with the situation or what you could trial out to do differently. But that's what makes you a better person in the end, and that's how you can actually achieve growth, right? And you can grow as a person. And by the way, guys, if in fact you are curious about how I actually do proactively go ahead and reflect on things, and you'd like to know about the routine that I go through, or my routine on how I reflect on over a particular time or anything like that, then consider subscribing to my email newsletter below. And what I could do is I'll actually send over the routine on there, right, directly to your inbox. The last thing is, talk to people about it, right? Work with your marketing team, work with your business associates, with your colleagues, anyone. And try to reflect with them. For example, you can break down a recent marketing strategy that you've implemented. Let's say it's social media, and you decide that we're going to go with certain channels and we're going to implement these particular tactics across those channels. But should you be running the test longer? Should you be considering a different tactic on the platform itself? Have you really understood the psychology of the platform? And yeah, working and sharing those ideas with a team. Not only do you create that type of mastermind group, a new idea will manifest itself within that group, and you'll get a light bulb moment. Marketing is a field where you have to continuously implement a strategy, and one thing you should be doing, especially in a data-driven world, is to be testing each and every campaign that you're running, each and every strategy that you're trying to implement. Look at the data, analyze it against the key metrics, not vanity metrics, the key metrics. For example, if we're looking at conversion rates and conversion ratios rather than likes, shares, standard engagement metrics, which can be vanity because they don't have a direct impact on the ROI. That's why reflection actually comes in that life cycle of planning, implementation, testing, and then re-implementing or tweaking your plan again and then re-implementing. It's such a continuous movement. It's such a continuous practice, a habit almost that you need to get into. So if you did like this video, guys, please like and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. And just so you don't miss out on any videos, please do make sure you hit the notification bell. If you want to connect either on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all the links are below. You can actually go ahead and hit me up on there and ask me any questions. I'm quite responsive, so do let me know. And otherwise, I hope you guys have a good day, and thanks for listening. Cheers.